Get this. So Joe Biden promised he was going to be the most transparent administration in history. Well, they have stopped publishing military expenditures and arms transfer reports.
Maybe he meant the most obvious liar in history.
I think, yeah, the most transparent liar.
You can see right through him.
That's what it was. You're going to be able to see right through me when I bullshit you.
Hey, we beat Big Pharma.
We beat Big Pharma! This week, the State Department announced that the World Military Expenditures and Arm Transfers Report, which has been published for over 50 frickin' years, will no longer be produced. This is the kind of shit they said Trump was going to do. As usual, but they're just an eensy-beensy bit better.
The State Department is the best.
The Democrats are an eensy-beensy bit better. So I guess the Republicans, as usual, the provision was buried deep inside the National Defense Authorization Act.
By eensy bit better, did he mean Republicans will shit in your mouth, but Democrats will shit in your mouth and call it a Sunday? Is that what he meant?
I'm guessing.
It doesn't make it better just because you called it a...
Under the federal law, it is required that no later than December 31st of each year, the Secretary of State shall publish an unclassified report on world military expenditures and arms transfers. Such report shall provide detailed, comprehensive, and statistical information regarding military expenditures, arms transfers, armed forces, and related economic data for each country of the world. In addition, such report shall include pertinent, in-depth analysis as well as highlights with respect to arms transfers and proliferation trends and initiatives affecting such development. So that was the law.
What are you, a doctor? You want to read that?
What are you doing your own research about arms transfer sales, Jimmy? Well, don't do your own research.
I like a page of paper with everything blacked out. That's what I prefer.
And so according to this article, where's this article from, by the way? It's from a place called Law Enforcement Today. Get the F out of here. That's where we got this from. This is crazy. Why would the most transparent administration in history want to do that, especially at a time when the money spigot has been open to pour tens of billions of dollars in military aid to Ukraine? I think you answered your own question. I think the answer is right inside. It's already contained inside the question. You're right there. You're right there, Law Enforcement Today. The announcement, this is the announcement. This is what it read. WMEAT 2021, which the Department of State publishes in December 2021, is the final edition of the World Military Expenditures and Arm Transfers. That's what WMEAT stands for. Section 5114B4 of the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2022 repealed that 1994 statutory provision that required the Department of State to publish an edition of WMEAT every year. Consistent with this repeal, the Department of State will cease to produce and publish WMEAT. So we're being run by fucking criminals, and people come in here and tell us that they're better than someone else.
I'm worried about the future of our democracy.
If only we had Liz Cheney, she would fix this all.
Oh, I bet she would.
Because she's got integrity. That's why. That's why I like her.
I think this shows that something really big is about to happen. I don't know what you guys think. Why would they just randomly do this when we're escalating to World War III with Russia and China?
Because too late was 20 years ago, and they all know it, so they want to keep us all in the dark so nobody rises up and...
A simple Google or DuckDuckGo search for any reporting on this development comes up goose eggs. The only mainstream media source we found to report on this was a monologue by Fox News host Tucker Carlson on Friday.
Oh, good. So no one will listen to it that should.
Right. The elimination of this important program comes as sources say that the United States is virtually unable to track what happens to the military equipment and weapons being sent to Ukraine, ostensibly to fight against Vladimir Putin's invading Russian army. If you think that's what we're doing in Ukraine, you are a sucker. None other than CNN reported back in April that the U.S. has few ways to track the substantial supply of anti-tank, anti-aircraft, and other weaponry it sent across the border into Ukraine. This was 4 months ago. And the United States has poured many more tens of billions of dollars into military aid in Ukraine since. Meanwhile, the administration doesn't seem to be overly concerned by the lack of accountability, with a senior defense official telling CNN that the transfer of equipment to Ukraine was vital to holding off Russian aggression. However, both current and U.S. officials and defense analysts warned that in the long term, some of the weapons being sent to that country could end up in the hands of other militaries or militias that may be hostile to the United States. So that's why they don't want you to do that. They don't want you to know that the fucking weapons we're sending to Ukraine are going everywhere else.
Well, we'll find out when there's a terror attack.
Yeah.
Make it a surprise.
We have fidelity for a short time, but when it enters the fog of war, we have almost zero. One source briefed on U.S. intelligence told CNN. It drops into a big black hole, and you have almost no sense of it at all after a short period of time.
The fog machine of war. They crank that sucker up, and I feel nauseous.
We don't have jokes for this, right?
Not that one. No, not that one.
Scandal. Ukraine. Oh, turns out that's exactly what's happening. Ukraine is selling military equipment donated by NATO countries.
Oh, don't be to Russia. Don't. I hope it wasn't to Russia.
Please don't sell it to Russia, man, please.
Anybody but Russia.
I hope you're not selling it to Vladimir Putin. He's a gangster. He's going to use those weapons to knock off a liquor store. Meanwhile, most recently, Sean O'Donnell, he's the acting inspector general of the Department of Defense. He told Bloomberg that Ukrainian officials are not able to specify the exact location of arms and other military equipment supplied by the United States, with all of their accounting done on paper. O'Donnell said Ukraine keeps track of all weapons using hand receipts.
IOUski. Oh my God. Well, we got to stop Putin's aggression. He's out there.
I got your receipt. Hang on. Where's that?
You wish for receipt?
You got the receipt for that $20 billion in Stinger missiles? I got it somewhere. Hang on. Wait a minute.
Hold on. I got to empty my wallet.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. That's my dry cleaning. Hang on. I got shit. Where is it?
This is vital to stop Putin's aggression.
This is vital.
He's all hopped up like Ben Glebe here at Eminem as a boy. Aggressive. He wants to go out and fight someone.
Meanwhile, most recent... Oh, we already did that. O'Donnell said... Okay, hand receipts. We did that. Okay. It's all paper, he said, while saying that he has doubts Ukraine's leadership has much fidelity as to where the arms are. Why do they keep using a fucked up term like that? Fidelity.
Mm-hmm. Because they don't want to say the thing that's to make it sound more boring, so you don't really pay too much attention.
He noted that a lack of effective record keeping. Boy, we just don't have effective record keeping. That also hindered efforts by the Pentagon to track weapons in both Afghanistan and Iraq. No kidding. NATO and the European Union sound alarm over the risk of Ukraine's weapon smuggling. You think? Jesus Christ. In addition, Russia warned in July that foreign weapons being supplied to Ukraine by the United States and NATO were finding their way into illegal markets, not only in Europe, but also into the Middle East.
Oh, good. Then we'll have another reason to go there.
Yes. Get our weapons back from those fucking terrorists.
What do you call it? Like an ecosystem. You throw the weapons out, right? And they make their way to, then we get attacked. Then we got to go fight them.
Go fight back. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's how it works. Are you
sustainable?
Are you?
That's the word I would use. Sustainable farming.
This is war farming. This is sustainable war farming. Are you wondering why the Democrat-controlled Congress suddenly decided to cut off transparency about where the U.S. supplied weapons were going and how much they cost? There's your answer. Believe me, the Republicans would have did the same fucking thing.
Yeah, let's not.
I love how he acts like it's the Democrats are being extra corrupt. They're all fucking corrupt. Not, by the way, not surprising. The United States government is a criminal organization. They repealed all the laws that kept them from doing insider trading. So they're fucking doing insider trading. They're getting all paid off by now we don't even know where the weapons are going.
Why would people go and Ukraine's corrupt, but they're trying when that's us?
I know.
And also no one's trying.
Jackson, what do you make of this?
I just find it so interesting that this administration, the only partial true point about this administration and its relevancy to transparency is that it's making all of our lives more transparent, and they're unraveling any semblance of privacy that we had with these hiring up of the 80,000 IRS agents to go after anyone and everyone. But this is obviously a really big issue. There was a story that broke about 2 weeks ago in the Zaporizhia region of Ukraine, and it was uncovered that there was just like a few senior level SBU officials in Ukraine who were acting out of hand of the Ukrainian government, apparently. And it was reported that almost all of the humanitarian aid that had been sent to this region had been made off with by a few. It was like 3 or 4 senior SBU officials. They made off with 22 sea transport containers, 389 freight train cars, 220 trunks, and a ton of other miscellaneous humanitarian aid. So that's how quick it can happen. And it's not just like a little bit. This is a ton of stuff that they're making off with, reselling on international markets, on the black market. And that's why they want to hide it.
It'll never stop being shocking to me how propagandized the American people are, how little they know they are, and how much they 100% ingest it.
Yeah.
It's still,
they think that the squad is still they still think that like the progressives are anti-war. If they're so anti-war, if they're so anti-corruption, if they're so pro-transparency, why are they not so much as, even doing a single Instagram live stream about this? AOC is doing her Instagram live streams talking about, like her dress, sexism, and how she won't marry a white man, though she's marrying a white man. And while she applies
redhead,
makeup,
the whitest kind, before albino.
Yeah, but they won't talk about this.
What are you talking? She did it.
She's kind of dumb.
I really don't want to give her too much more attention, but she is in power.
She did say that.
Yeah. Hey, come catch one of our live stand-up shows. We'll be in Spokane, Tacoma, Virginia Beach, Richmond, Arlington, San Jose, Miami, West Palm Beach. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all the tickets and become a premium member while you're there.